Anyways, we're a little bit late after talking about some nonsense, so I'm going to mute you all, and then we will start. Unfortunately, you'll have to look at my ugly mug for the entire session because we can't switch over to Wesley, who is actually uglier, I know, but yeah, let's do some spotlighting. Spotlights. So yeah, welcome along. A Technical Tuesday with just me. We're going to have a belting session anyway with us lot. Welcome back to a couple of people that have been away. Nice to see you again. And all the rest of you that are regular Joes, so to speak. Nice to see you again as well. Hope you're staying safe and not partying in greater than 6 people, because now that's not allowed. Going to work on a few things today. We've got no real agenda as such, because normally I set that with Wesley and he is away ill, I'm afraid. So let's get started. We're going to do a very simple warm-up with a couple of stances where we're going to involve in twisting and basically turning in the relative stances that relate. So that is Zenkuzudachi and Kibidachi and Kokotsudachi and Sanshindachi. So literally it's just a pivot from one stance to the other, but hopefully, well, you all know that anyway. Right. So let's get started. Let me see that can see me okay. Right, so head up and down. Ichi, san, shi, go, rock, shish, hach, ju, side, side. Ichi, san, shi, go, rock, shish, hach, ju, left and right. Ichi, san, shi, go, rock, shish, hach, ju, circle one way. Ni, san, shi, go, and curve away. Ni, san, shi, go, and the shoulders. Ni, san, shi, go, rook, shish, hach, ju, backwards. Ni, san, shi, go, rook, shish, hach, ju, and up and back. Ni, san, shi, go, rook, shish, hach, ju, ni, san, shi, go, rook, shish, hach, ju. So we're going to go 1, 2, back, 1, 2, back. Okay, so ni, san, shi, go, rook, ish, ach, ke, ju, ni, san, shi, go, rook, ish, ach, ke, ju. Okay, right on forward. Ni, san, shi, go, and back. Ni, san, shi, go. Left arm forward. Ni, san, shi, go, and back. Ni, san, shi, go. Right arm forward, left arm back. Ni, san, shi, go. And there. Ni, san, shi, go. Rotate the hips. Ni, san, shi, go. Rook, shish, ach, ju, on tail away. Ni, san, shi, go, rook, shish, ach, ju, and rotate the knee. Ni, san, shi, go, rook, and there. Ni, san, shi, go, rook, Avani. Ni, san, shi, go, rook, and there. Ni, san, shi, go, rook. This time we're gonna just rotate the ankle round as well, not just the knee. Okay, so ni, san, shi, go, and there. Ni, san, shi, go, and there. Leg. Ni, san, shi, go, and there. Ni, san, shi, go. Just up and down. Ni, san, shi, go, rook, shish, hach, ju, and back. Ich ni san chi huruk shish hach q chew, and shake loose. Right, so we're just going to use the stance as starters so that we can understand the relationship between them really quickly if we don't already. So, Zen Kuzudachi is the first one we're going to work on. Nice long stance so we can open up the hips a little bit, stretch the hamstrings, etc. So, Zen Kuzudachi is, as most of us know, 2 shoulders, half a foot in length. That's half a foot as in 6 inches, not half of your foot as in maybe it's 2, maybe it's 8, maybe it's 12. You know, who knows how big your feet are. Okay, straight back leg, bent front leg, knee over the ankle, not behind the ankle here. So we're keeping over. Okay, the relationship is all we need to do is pivot in to Kibadachi, and then that loses the half a foot or the 6 inches in length as we twist these, give or take. Okay, no one's measuring out your stance in exact science, but those are the dimensions. Kibadachi is a 50-50 weight distribution. Zen Kuzudachi is a 60-40. Parallel feet with the Kibadachi, knees out. Common mistake is to be here or here in your Zen Kuzudachis stroke Kibadachis. Okay, so all we're going to do is we're going to work on this position so that we're coming from Zen, twisting into Kiba. Then we're going to go back. We're going to keep going to the same side for 10. Then we're going to go to the other side. And then what's going to happen is we're going to be switching from one side to the other. Okay, still using this as a warm-up, so use it to loosen off your hips a little bit more and also start to stretch your hip flexors and your groin open on the middle. Okay, so I'm just looking at my new dog that I just got the other day. He's terrorizing some poor teddy bear, so just making sure he's not causing too much trouble. Okay, right, so in position, let's have the right leg forward, and obviously we're facing towards the right in Zen Kuzudachi. So we're twisting into Kiba, ich, and back, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, ish, ach, get, ju, and come back to the center, and then twist to the left. Okay, so the same thing, center, left, nice and easy. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, ish, ach, ke, chu. And now let's cut back to the center. So this time, 1 count will be to the right, to the center, to the left, back to the center. So 4. So ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Okay. When you're looking at doing 5 of these, but please make sure that when we are transitioning through, we are going from bent leg to straight leg, and then more importantly, that we are actually twisting these feet, and we're not just going, yeah, okay, here we go. My knees are moving, but my feet are really not. Okay. Parallel, 45 degrees, straight. Parallel, 45 degrees, straight. Okay. All good with this? Very easy stuff, but it will transition as we go through to some of your, hopefully, requirements in a bit. Okay. So in the middle, Kibadachi, my first. Right, the center, left, center. 1 count. Ready? Ich. There is no hurry, so please make sure you get it right. Me. San. She. Go. Good. And now ready. And just shake loose. So that's the relationship. Okay, we're going to add some techniques, but we're going to do Sanchin Dachi and Kokosu Dachi first. Hopefully that all makes sense, and hopefully it's nothing brand new for you. It's just kind of recapping, thinking about those dimensions. The trouble is people try to go really long with the stance and think, yeah, I'm really getting a long stance, I'm stretching these open, but then you're not able to bring your feet parallel, or you're not able to kick your knees out over your ankles so well. You know, so do try to think about that. It's all relative to your body type. I'm a shorty, therefore my stance technically shouldn't be as long as some people. I do have quite long stances, probably comes from a better flexibility than most, but my shoulders are still my shoulders technically. Okay, you could argue that maybe my kibadachi is a little bit wide or my zenkudachi is a little bit long, but does it look right? Can you hold the stance? And more importantly, could you get hit there? Always try to relate your thoughts to all these stances. You know, are you happy to be hit in this position? Someone whacks you with a low kick, you're going to be happy with that. Answer's probably no, because you don't like getting hit anyway, but you're probably going to be even less happy because it's really going to hurt because your muscles aren't primed for that position. Here, I'm thinking, yeah, okay, I'm okay with this. Yep, okay, right, let's get started on Sanchin Dachi. So we're going to go forward with the right leg, come back a little bit, right leg into Sanchin Dachi, right leg forward. All we have to do here is twist into Kokotsu Dachi, and this is more or less where we need to be. And it's approximately, as we've said before, 2.5 to 3 feet in length. Common mistake with Sanshins is we think that the heels are our shoulders. They're not. They're the toes. The toes are the shoulders. So we're in Furudachi here. Hekadachi is shoulders. Forward, Morashidachi. Heels out, Sanchin Dachi. Okay. 50-50 weight distribution. Bend on the legs. Don't try and touch the knees. That's very, very old school. It's bad for your hips. It's bad for your knees. And normally what happens is you start to poke your bum out trying to bring the knees together. You need to suck the bum in, keep the core nice and strong. And yes, you do need to bend on your knees, but it's not to the point where you're going to be blocking something like this. That is just impractical. Okay. From there, we twist into Kokotsu Dachi. Now we're on 70 and 30 weight. Still need to think, am I happy getting hit here? This is no good. Okay. Yeah, but I've got 2 fingers off the ground with my front foot. It's no good. Get the knee forward and get it over the ankle and grip the floor. That's the only way we're going to be happy with sustaining some kind of impact. Okay, same thing's going to apply. So we're going to twist into Kokotsu, back to Sanchin. Twist to Kokotsu, back to Sanchin. Okay, all good with this so far? Any questions, of course, put them in the chat. I didn't say that earlier because normally Wes does. I'm such a bad host, I'm very sorry. Okay, let's go. Ready? Going to the left, right leg's in front. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, ish, ach, ke, chi. We're not going to move, but the front foot is now going to do the movement for us. We could take this behind, but we're not going to. Technically, the angle on both feet should be equal, but it's not a big deal to twist either foot. Okay, so now we're going, left leg won't move, the right leg will do the move. Okay, in position. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, shish, ach, ke, ju. This time the 4 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and really concentrate on dropping that weight on either of the legs when we twist into Kokotsu Dachi. Please don't just start doing this and keep your body weight in the center with a 50-50 weight. The body weight has to slide through on a straight line from ear, shoulder, hip, but we're going to go from center line to being over on the right leg, center line to being over on the left leg. And this goes to your aspect, John, of understanding and controlling your balance. If you can't shift your weight good from one side to the other, how on earth do we manage balance? It's impossible. If we can't move around and know that I need a certain amount of weight on one side to move to the other side, your balance becomes very difficult. Yes, core strength. Yes, maybe you've got some dodgy ears or stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if we can't shift weight from one side to the other and know which one is the primary weight or not, you're going to have problems. Okay, so let's try and think about them as we transition. So we're going left, center, right, center. All good? You good with this? Excellent. Ready? Let's go. 1 count, 4 moves. Itch. Knee. Weight, center. Weight, center. Sun. Shi. Go. Good. And narrow. Okay. Any questions so far? Very, very basic stuff, and I'm sure you're all okay with it, but just making sure before we move on. Okay. Good. Excellent. Right. Let's start to add in a couple of techniques, and we're just going to use Chudan skis and shita skis because they fit nicely. We're going to use the Chudan ski on the Zenkutsu Dachi, shita ski on the kibbers. Okay, we're going to use shita ski on the Sanshin and Gyaku or Oitsuki on the Kokotsu Dachis. Okay, so now it's just a matter of still maintaining, moving that weight. Now it's a matter of when I reach that prime goal of where my weight is, deliver the technique. Okay, please don't try to deliver the technique halfway through if you're not understanding where your balance is. Big problems of not getting as much value for your money out of techniques is throwing them too soon or too late. Yeah, it all depends where your weight is going and therefore where your balance is to how much. And we all know it's like golf. When you hit that really good shot and everything just flows through correctly, you go through the same movements and then you shank it all the way into the woods. Okay, the same thing happens in fighting. You know, it's the same technique. This is it. There's no rocket science about doing this. But this transition between here, this, it's still the same punch, this, or this. You know, they're all exactly the same. They're going to have 3 different outcomes because my weight was in 3 different places. My weight was in the wrong place. My weight was in the wrong place. My weight was more in the right place, okay? And that's why you don't get as much, that's why you get that really good shot and then the next one you're like, oh my God, how can I just do it really good 1 minute and really bad the next? And we all have that, not just you guys, we all have that. Hit it really good and then like, God, that's rubbish. Be strict with yourselves and let's process through, okay? Right, so let's go. Right leg forward into Zenkutsu Dachi to the side. We've got Chudan Oitsuki going to the side. As we twist, Shitaski to the center. We're going to twist, Chudan Oitsuki, Shitaski to the center. Okay. Don't need to worry about the power. You do need to worry about where your weight's going and when's the good time to throw the technique. Okay. And this will differ for a lot of people because my power range may be right at the end of my technique. You know, Damon's may be a little bit short because maybe his power range starts to run out towards the end of the technique. John's, maybe his balance is really good at the start of it and then at the end he's running out as well, or vice versa. So it's all individual. They're more or less hopefully going to finish in the same kind of spectrum between here and not here. Okay, right, let's get going on this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, please, balls of your feet are going to do all of this movement, and that's where you're going to get your power from. Okay, right. So let's go to the right first. Chudan Oitsuki out, right hand. We're going to be twisting in. Shitaski will be our first count. Okay, right. Let's go. H, Ni, San, Shi, Yo. Cut! Ash! Ash! Hit! Chin! Other side. So let's twist through. Oitsuki Chudan on the left. Shitaski to the center with the right. Same count, exactly the same. Okay? Ready? H. E. Sun. Chi. Yo. Right. H. H. Get it. Chi. Harry. We're not going to switch sides for the moment. I really want to keep it basic at the moment. What we are going to do is we're going to move on to the Sanshins and the Kokotsu Dachi. Sanshins, Kokotsu, we're going to get a little drink, and then we're going to move on after that. Okay? So, let's go forward. Sanshin Dachi, right leg, very informal. Let's not worry about the yours at the moment. Okay, so, Shitaski at the front, Oitsuki to the side. At the moment, please go through the basic drills. In line, position. We always extend before we do Shitaskis anyway. So we extend, we take the weight, then we can drive. Extend, take the weight, drive. Okay? Understand, my weight is now in a good position. Now I throw the technique. Okay? If you can't do it effectively, we are moving, but we're standing still at the end of the day. If you can't do it standing still, you're going to have real troubles working out where that power range lies, moving back and forward. Okay? Right. So, Shitaski out the front, twisting, Oitsuki first. Ready? H. E. Sun. She. No. Right. H. H. Get. G. Let's just change arms. Twisting, Oitsuki, Shitaski. It's Gyaku Shitaski this time, so it doesn't matter because it's fairly straightforward. Okay, same count. Ready? Left arm out. Going to the right first. Your right leg is still forward. May not look at it at the moment. I'm a little bit of an angle to the screen, but believe me, my right foot is forward. Okay, right, ready? H. E. Sun. She. No. Right. H. H. No. G. And now ready. So a quick drink, and we'll be back in a minute. Any questions? Drop them down here, and I will, pay attention. There is no we today. Right. We're going to relax the stances a little bit. Still going to come back to them, don't worry. But we're going to relax the stances a little bit, and we're going to think about the same weight protocols that we go. We either had a forward leaning stance, central. Backwards leaning stance, central. So we've covered all aspects really. We're either going forward, or we're going back, or we're staying central, which therefore will kind of cover, we either go to the right, central, we either go to the left, central. Fairly basic stuff. All agree? Yes? Excellent. Now what we're going to do is we're going to try and incorporate this movement with a little bit of a punch. Okay? So keep it very, very relaxed at the moment. Think about the transition from weight to where we need to go. Okay, and we're going to keep real simple, still with the Oitskis and still with the Shitaskis, because A, they're the most common techniques you're going to do in fighting. Oitski easily turns into a Gyaku, Shitaskis, they're very common. Okay, yeah, you've maybe got a couple of others, hooks, high, low, but effectively they're either going to be an Oitski or a Shtasky development. Okay, so very, very easy at the moment. What we're going to do is we're going to pull the weight to the right, and there's no real stance here. It's all about the weight transition. Okay, so don't think, oh, I've got to be exactly, I'm approximately Fudadachi. I'm not saying you have to be a Fudadachi, but I'm saying approximately in or around. Doesn't matter if one leg's slightly forward or back. It really doesn't matter at the moment, because hopefully your brain will adjust the movement anyway. And what effectively we're going to be doing at the moment is we're going to be peeling more of the weight over to the right leg. So we'll be in kind of the Kokotsudachi weight ratio. Then we're going to come back to center, Sanshin ratio, left, Kokotsu, center, Sanshin. You got it. Okay, there's no prizes for guessing what's happening next. Okay, but what we are going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to do the oitsuki when we pull over the weight on one side. When we pull back, we're going to be doing Shtasky. Out, in position, oi, back, Shtasky. Okay, yes, we need to start thinking about this, but please think about here first, because if we can't get to grips with this movement, this and this becomes difficult for you. Okay, not teaching you how to suck eggs. I'm just trying to break it down really simple for people that maybe don't process this information quickly. And we've all been there. We've all had something that we've had to go a bit slower at. So hopefully it's okay for some and maybe a little bit slower for others. Okay, right. So let's go. Ready? So we're going to pull over and then we're going to rotate. Hold this weight here. Then when I come back, Shtasky in. Pull over, hold, pull back, in. So it will be 4 counts. You have to hold the position each count, okay, like you would do in your stances. Ready? Okay, let's go. So let's go to the right first and shift the weight with the oitsuki. So itch, back to center, Shtasky, itch, left, hit, itch, center, Shtasky. Remember, on those Shtaskys, really try to keep even weight. Lots of weight, even weight. Lots of weight, even weight. And then we're learning how to flow through these positions, okay? Even on the Shtaskys, don't start doing this, because then you're effectively on the first position. You're not differentiating. Okay, let's go again. Ready? Inch. Ni. San. Shi. Yo. Rook. Ish. Ach. Kill. Chi. H. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rook. Ish. H. K. Chi. Okay, and relax. Okay, it's important to relax. Try to feel the weight. Be really tense. No power needed. Yes, you need to feel the weight. You don't need to feel like this all the time. Okay. Right. So we're going to take it a little bit wider this time. So we're now going to be in what would be your fighting stance. Okay. So we've gone from a very narrow position. We've tried to transition the weight across. Now, in doing this, we weren't doing this. So all of a sudden, when we take the longer stance and we start doing this, please don't start doing this. This wasn't what we did in basics. The equilibrium line of ears, shoulders, hips always exists here. 1, 2, 3. Yes, it will shift slightly, but what we don't want to do the person any favours and bring your teeth closer to their foot or shin or knee. Okay? We all like chewing food. Let's remain that way. Okay? It's very simple. Okay. Right. Left leg forward. So what we're going to do is we're going to transition the weight and we're going to be going forward. We're going to use, actually we'll keep it static at the moment. So we're going to push forward here. Yeah? Push forward here. Just because the weight goes forward, my body shape moves in the same direction. It doesn't go like this. It doesn't go like this. Okay? We have a bend on both our legs. So that this way, we can control the weight really easily. As soon as we start going straight leg, bent leg, automatically you start to shift your weight to one area. And normally it's towards the bent leg, because that's where the weight is predominantly going into the ground. So please don't do this when we're in our fight, our relaxed fighting positions. Keep the bend on the leg. We're going to shift in, shift in, shift, bend, in, shift in, shift in. Okay, simple stuff. Ready? So we're just going to use Oitski off the front arm. We got 20, then we're going to change legs, 20, then we're going to cover Shastis next. Okay, and then we're going to try and add them together. And then we've got 4 different stances, 4 different lengths, 4 different weight movements, two punches still. Only Oitskis and Shastis. Okay, ready? In position, left leg forward, and no movements with the feet, but movements with the weight, no movements with the body shape. Here, here. Okay, let's go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, go, right, 1, 1, good. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, go, right, 1, 1, good. 2, and change legs. Right leg forward. Okay, just shifting the weight onto the ball of the foot, extend the knee forward slightly, get the weight going forward. Okay, ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, go. Right. 1, 1, good. 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, go. Right. 1, 1, good. 2. Good. And relax. Change the gallery view because I realize I can't see a couple of you. Okay. Right, so now we're working on Shashki. Now, Shashki tends to be more of a rotation and more of a neutral stance position, so more 50-50. Oitski is going to revert to your Zenkustachi. I'm going forward, I'm driving forward. Shashkis tend to involve more of this and this, less of this and this, generally, okay? Probably the exception to that because I like to lean over and really tank into someone with the Shashkis, but generally people tend to keep their weight 50-50s in Shashkis, which is why these 2 techniques are really good for us to work on, okay? So, in position, left leg forward, and what we're doing is we're just transitioning our weight, so we're just here, okay, here. Transition here, 50-50. At this moment in time, it's not more effort to pick up either of my legs. Here, it's less effort to pick up the back leg than it is the front leg. And this is where you're understanding balance, understanding your position, for what techniques are going to flow with that. Okay, so Shashki is going to be here, where we're just going to be rotating. We're not going to be increasing this. Rotate in position. Just commit the hip forward to allow the distance to come and the power. Otherwise, this is what happens. your technique finishes here. It could finish here. Okay, very simple difference with a very simple move. Plus your power's going forward. Okay, all understand this? We all good? Excellent, you're an easy crowd. Let's go, ready? 20. 20 on the right, change legs, 20 on the left. Ready? H, knee, san, shi, go, rep, ash, ash, get, G, H, E, San, She. Don't worry about stepping forward, Marcelo. Go. Just twist. Rep, twist. H, H, hip, G. And change. Remember, we're fairly static at the moment. You need to understand where your body weight's going first of all before we start moving. And many of us do know this. I'm not saying that we don't. I'm saying let's understand where our power lies, and then we can stretch beyond that. Okay? Left hand, Shasky. Just a rotation here. Use the grip. Think of your feet as a screw into the floor. Zip, zip, zip each time. When it screws, it bites. That's the position, and that's the time. That's the time when we hit. If you was in the Shin Javier course, he spoke about moments. He spoke about timing. This is the time. This is the moment. This is all apparent in everything that we do. Okay, let's go. Ready? Left arm, 20. Ready? H, E, San, Shi, Go, Ruk, Ish, Ish, Get, G, H, E, San, Shi, Go, Ruk, Ish, Ish, Get, G. And change. Get yourself a little drink, and then we'll come back and then we'll add them together. Not that it's a hard work today, but gives you a break from thinking all the time. Okay, everyone okay? Any questions, of course, put them in the chat. Anything you don't understand, anything you think it doesn't work, put it in the chat and we'll deal with it, okay? It's always important to ignore size. It's always important to ignore size. It's a myth. It's a mystery because in all aspects, people don't hit hard necessarily because they're big. People hit hard because they're in the right position. Okay, if they're big and they're in the right position, this makes a big difference. Of course it does. But you can't just say this person's going to hit absolutely like a pony because he's tiny and he's only 13 years old like Marcelo, and Damon is a fully grown man with big man strength, and he should, you're right, he should hit harder, but it's not always the way. You know, we need to think about the position that we go in, and then at that point, people start to realise, he's 20, 30 kilos lighter than me, and yet he's probably hitting harder than me. What's going on here? Okay? There's no science to it. You just need to be in the right position and keep repeating it. Okay? So now we're going to add them together. So we've got the slight movement forward. We're not moving. We've got the slight shift in weight. Forward. Now we're retracting, twisting in. Okay? 1, 2. And at the moment, try to keep them separate. Okay? Try to keep them separate in the sense of, 1, 2. Try not to be 1, 2, then pull back. 1, back, 2, in. 1, back, 2, in. Let's understand the shifting weight over the front leg back to a neutral position. We're not leaning back at the moment. We're still going neutral. Okay? Right. So I'm going to count ich, in, ni, in, san, in. Okay, so one is two, but it is two distinct movements. Over, back, twist, in. Over, back, twist, in. Okay, let's see if we can move towards adding some kicks in on these as well in the very near future. Okay, right, so we got 20 on the left, change legs, 20 on the right. Ready? All good? Let's go. Keep the weight going forward, back, twist. Don't step Marcelo, okay? Good man. Ready? Let's go. Ich, ni, san, shi, yo, ruk, ich, ke, ji, ni, san, shi, yo, ruk, ich, ke, ji, yeah, and change legs. Exactly the same thing on the other side. Okay, we'll start to try and bring in some movements on the next round and then some kicks as well. Okay, right, let's go. Ich, ni, san, shi, yo, ruk, ich, ke, ji, ni, san, shi, yo, ruk, ich, ke, ji, and shake loose. Cool. Hopefully, all making sense, all good with this. Let's move on. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to try and combine a couple of the steps, a couple of the movements. So we're going to be now moving ever so slightly in different directions. Okay, ever so slightly. Not taking no big movements at the moment, etc. Let me just put myself back onto spotlight, not because I love looking at myself. Oh, probably not on spotlight to all of you, but I'm on gallery to me, just to make sure that I can see my feet and that you guys can see my feet. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to be in a fighting position, which is give or take Kokotsudachi, Sanshin-dachi for argument's sake for most people. Okay, so we're going to move forward, we're going to do the oitsuki, we're going to move out, we're going to do the shitasuki, we're going to move back, oitsuki, out, shitasuki. So effectively, we are peeling off in one direction, ever so slowly. Okay, forward, out, back, out. Okay, so if you think about it in stances terms, Kokotsudachi, rough kiba. Sanshin, rough kiba. Okay, your balance is more or less within them spectrums. Yes, when we go forward, we're not in Kokotsudachi because we're going forward, but it's the length of Kokotsudachi and we've got a slight raise on the foot. Okay, so we're going to be here, Kokotsu, kiba, Sanshin, kiba. Okay, and we're just starting to use these small movements to move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And each time we push off that ground, our weight goes into a certain direction, be it forward, be it to the side, be it back, be it to the side. And that's the order that we're going in. Everybody understand this? Let's just start off with the movements first. Okay? Do you need to look at my feet? Or Feet or face? Feet, face. Feet. Okay. So here we are. So we're going to be moving forward. When I count, ich, ni, san, shi. Then we'll come back to the center line. Otherwise, we'll all be out the door in a minute. Okay. So forward, side, back, side. Okay. Ready? Let's go by numbers. Take your stance. Whatever length that is cool. Ready? Ich, forward. Ni, side. San, back. Shi, side. And back to center line. Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi. Back to the center. Ich, ni, san, shi. Let me know if I'm going too quick. Ich, ni, san, shi. All the time, balls of your feet, people. Those heels do not touch the ground. Keep them off. Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi. Let's go. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Nicely done. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Just put you on gallery view for me so I can see you all. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Ich, ni, san, shi. One more before we change legs. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Change legs. Exactly the same, except we're going to the left this time, guys. Got the right leg forward. Forward with the right. Out with the left. Back with the right. Out with the left. Okay? Just like dancing, and I can all see you down at the Twinkle Toes Stadium at the weekend, so don't pretend that you're not. Okay, ready? Let's go. Ready? Slowly first. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Ready? Back to the center line. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Back. Forward. Side. Back. Side. Good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Let's get it going. Ich, ni, san, shi. 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 Good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Three more. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Last one. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. And change legs. Right, let's start to add in some techniques. I'll just show you the arms, and then we'll go back to the feet. Right, so we take the position forward. No surprises. Oitski. We take the leg out. Staski. Bring back. Oi. Out. Sta. Okay. Yes, we can do a lot of other techniques, and I can make it really confusing and start punching off the same arm, etc., etc. But at the moment, we're concentrating on A, moving our feet, transitioning our weight balance, moving to the side, off center, etc., and also starting to think about this happening. Okay, this alone does not give you power. This does. Okay, so the same thing will apply now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Body weight. My body is still in this straight line. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Body doesn't move. What it does do is it twists like Pinocchio. Okay. The puppet. The puppet will always stay in a straight line. No matter where you move him, as long as he's off the ground, the weight will always pull him through on a straight line. And he will move like this. Only when you move like this if you put his feet on the ground. You're the puppet. You're the puppet, guys. And we need to think that our heels are the weight on the ground. Okay, it's a real simple analogy, but people probably don't think about it. Your heels are the weight on the ground. To keep the weight off the ground, with your heels off the ground, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, forward, side, back, side. Okay, all understand this. We're all clear. All understand the Pinocchio concept. You don't have to have the big nose, don't worry. You just need to have the concept of the weight. Okay? Right, let's start off really slowly with 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? We're going to do a few of these on the left, a few of them on the right, and as we go on, I'll try to speed up the count a little bit. There's nothing too mad, don't worry. Concentrate all the time on making sure that your heels are off the ground ever so slightly. Your weight is like Pinocchio, it pulls through the center, and that we are learning to rotate. And please do not just go. Remember, we're moving off to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Little foot movements, but 4 foot movements. 4 foot movements make good movement. 1 large movement makes energy. Slow, bad position, okay? 4 tight, condensed feet movement get us places in nice positions, okay? Right, let's go. Let's go, people. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi. You can see yourselves in the screen, hopefully. Start to see your body starting to do this as we're doing the punches. Ich, ni, san, shi. Back to the center. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Back to the center. Small but efficient movements. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Forward, side, back, side. Forward, side, back, side. Good, good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. And even though we're going backwards, we're starting to feel the power going forward. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. 2 more. Ich, ni, san, shi. See if we can do a good one. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. And change your legs. Nice. We have to do it on the other side. No getting away from it. We don't walk around with one leg like this. We have to do everything on both. Okay? So, same thing. Forward, side, back, side. Okay? Don't all of a sudden, because most of us are on our bad side, not your bad leg, your bad side forward. What normally happens is people are thinking all about what goes on here and not what happens here. 1, 2, rotate, rotate. Think of it like the door. Open the door, we close the door, and this is your rotation. Open, close. Open, close, open, close. Just like a door. Okay? Doors are made from wood, Pinocchio's made from wood, we're all connected. Okay? Let's go. Ready? Nice and slow to start off with, people. Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Back to the center line. Forward, out. Back, out. Forward, side. Back, side. Good, good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good, good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Small foot movements, people. Ich, ni, san, shi. You're only looking at 4 to 6 inches movements each time, max. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Rotation 2. Ich, ni, san, shi. 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 2 more. Ich, ni, san, shi. The last one. Ich, ni, san, shi. And relax. You have a quick drink, we'll come back. All okay? Yeah? Remember, small feet movements. Keep lots of them. Lots of little ones make big ones. Okay? We don't need to take big steps. Big steps put you out of balance because we go like this. Now my balance is really unequal. Yeah? Or I go like this. Yeah, it's great if I want to pick up the front leg, but what if I want to punch? What if I want to do something else? I can't. If we keep all of this and relate it to walking, we walk small, even footsteps every single day. We don't go like this. Yeah, with one leg. We don't take a big step and then a little step, unless we're trying to not step on the pavement cracks. Okay? Every single day you do all of these things and take them for granted, but you don't necessarily relate them through to karate. Don't necessarily relate them through to, you know, throwing techniques, opening and closing doors, Pinocchio, you know, small footsteps, ball of the feet, etc., etc. Yeah? We all good? Okay. Let's see if we can change that slightly and add in a kick. Okay, so we're going to keep the forward. We're going to keep the out. Now we're going to go forward again and forward again. Okay, so we've got forward oi, out Starsky. Still fairly 50-50 in this way. We rotate forward with the inside or the outside, but it'll be the front leg get at. Then we're going forward and we're still looking at keeping our balance fairly equal. Don't go getting excited on that last kick and go like this, people. Okay? Keep them small at the moment. Technique's small, but retract. Technique's long, rather, but retract to small positions. So if we are going to take this long, it needs to come back to where our stance is comfortable. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, forward, 4, retract, and then bring it back to where our balance is easily going to be 50-50 at the end. Okay? And I stress easily, not, okay, now I'm in 50 weight. Yeah? We want to retract, bring it back, and we want to operate straight away. And this is probably your problem, John, when you're talking about balance and position. You might be leaving the technique out there a little bit too long, a little bit too hard to then adjust, and then all of a sudden your balance feels a bit strange. It's natural because we want to try and make up as much room and as much distance as possible. We want to try and hit the person. He's moving out the way, he's hitting me as well. A lot's going on. We have to think all the time about what happens with our own body. Okay? So, 1, 2, 3, 4 in position. Yeah? Nice and slowly, don't worry, we won't go racing off. But hopefully we can get a bit quicker as time goes on. Forward, side, forward, forward. Okay? Right, let's go. Excellent. Good work, guys. Let's go. Forward, side, forward, forward. Where's your stance? Am I too long? Have I took too much weight going over on my front leg? Did I get too eager on the Mwashigiri? Yes, no, maybe. Need to do better. Okay, ready? Ich, ni, san, shi. Nice and slowly. Think about your position. Don't need the speed. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good, good. So far, so good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Subtle movements. Forward, side, forward, forward. Ich, ni, san, shi. Remember, even on the low kick, try not to be doing this, people. Pinocchio. Pinocchio. Keep the weight. Some of you are starting to do this. You're getting excited going forward. It's okay going forward, but at what cost? Ready? Let's go. Ich, ni, san, shi. Remember, we're relaxed at the moment. You should stay fairly Pinocchio. Yeah? Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good, nicely done. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. See if we can do a couple a little bit quicker now. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Two more. Ich, ni, san, shi. Una más. Ich, ni, san, shi. And let's change legs. Let's go to the dodgy side of the world. Okay, same thing. Forward, out, forward, forward, all the time. Thinking about my body position. Straight line, straight line, straight line, straight line. And understand, as soon as we start picking that leg up, Jordans, or we're really stretching for a technique, you can understand that. But when you're practicing here and now, you're not stretching for nothing. You're not looking for nothing. You're just trying to go through the processes of this. Okay? Let's go. Same thing, other side. Running out of time, so I'd like to get a little bit more covered if I can. Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. And back. Ich, ni, san, shi. Sorry, that's probably a bit fast for the second one. You're doing so well on the other legs, that's why. Ich, ni, san, shi. Don't forget the rotation of the body. Ich, ni, san, shi. Front, back, front, back. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good stuff, people. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. 4 foot movements. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good, good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Nicely done, people. Ich, ni, san, shi. Let's speed up a little bit. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Ears, shoulders, hips. Ich, ni, san, shi. Pulls your feet all the time. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. 3 more. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Una más. Ich, ni, san, shi. And now get yourself a quick drink. We'll come back. Not been a very energetic session, so we can probably skip the stretch today and work on a little bit more technical stuff, if that's obviously okay with you all, of course. Who am I kidding? I'm the instructor. You do what I say. No, I'm just kidding. all the time we've been thinking about fairly stable, even body weight movement. Of course, it doesn't happen like that all the time, but if we can practice like this all the time, I guarantee you more often than not, you're going to be in the right position. All the time, we're stretching out here, means you're in a bad position naturally more often than not. Okay, yes, crap happens. We're in a fight. I have to stretch, I have to lean, I have to move back, I have to adjust into places that I may or may not want to be in, okay? But hopefully, if, and this is a big if maybe for some of you at the moment, but if you can control the fight, you can control the area, and you can control the way that you move and where you move, those ifs become very rare, okay? You'll probably look at me and Wesley and they go, yeah, but you're never out of position. Why do you think that is? It's not by luck. It's really not by luck. We've actually worked pretty hard at it, to be fair. Pretty hard, you know, every other Sunday. But we've actually worked hard on making sure that all the time I adjust myself is into the position that best suits my demands, best suits my body, best suits my reaction, best suits the way that I want to throw X, Y, and Z. Yet, I get caught out like everybody else, and sometimes you just want to take that lean just to hit the person that one last time. Okay, happens. But you need to think more 90, there's an 80-20 rule out there. 80-20 rule, you eat 80% good, 20% bad. You do 80% good, 20% bad. If you approach that in fighting and karate, you're going to start to see dividends, because if you're at 50-50 now, 80-20 is a long way off for some of you. Okay, not to say that it can't happen, it's saying that it is a long way off. Once you get to 80-20, maybe you want to go 85-15, yada, 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 etc. You get the gist of things, okay? Let's try and concentrate a little bit more on a higher kick now, okay? We're still going to use them smaller techniques. We're still going to use them small foot movements, because this, unless it's coming off the back foot, lots of momentum going forward, it's never going to be the great position for you. But if we can adjust in these little feet movements, higher kicks become a lot easier for us, even if you're stiff. If you're stiff, it's more important to make sure that you use these little foot movements rather than these big foot movements, because I can do that because I'm flexible. Maybe some of you are not as flexible as me. Maybe some of you are. Okay? Right. So let's work here. Let me just put myself on speaker mode just so I can see myself in the full screen to make sure that you can see my feet. So if you remember, we did 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that was the very first foot movements that we did. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do this movement as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, up. Okay. So we're going to add the Jordan kick on the very last one, and it's going to be off the front leg, because we're anticipating ourselves going backwards and the person thinking he's got the upper hand. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, Jordan. Okay, so effectively what happens, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and this is the position we're going to go through. So it's all linked together, if by miracle chance, what we've already done. Okay, forward, side, back, in, Jordan Washi. Okay, left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, if you struggle with the Jordan, because we're not the warmest in the world, I understand, keep it true down. But make sure that when we process through this, we get the knee up good, and then we throw out. We don't do this. Keep it close to us, keeps the body weight here, keep it out here. We have to counteract weight. Weight means opposite end of weight, unless you've got a really strong core. Yeah. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 with the kick. We all understand this. Need to see it again? Yes, no? No? Excellent, good. Good to go. Excellente. So let's take it nice and easy still. Left leg forward. Count the first 5 or so fairly slow by numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4 will be the kick. Okay, because there's 4 foot movement. Okay, we'll take the first 5 quite slowly. Really try, please, don't think about your flexibility and the struggle of the kick. Try to think about this shape here, yeah? Not much movement going on with my body. Not much movement means hiding it. Hiding it means you'll get more success, okay? So please try and concentrate on that. Ready? Let's go. So, forward, out, back, in, Jordan. Good. Nice, some really good body shapes there. Really trying and really thinking about it. And you need to do this 80-20. 80-20. Okay, you can walk away today and say 8 out of 10 was good, then you're making progress. Okay, unless you were really good already. In which case, I apologise for it being so slow. Okay, all right, ready? Forward, out, back, kick. Good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good, good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good, guys. Ich, ni, san, shi. Let's speed it up and let's not start doing this as we start to get excited. We're speeding it up. We're not Formula One. Yeah? Speeding up means Miss Old Daisy in most senses. Okay? Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi. 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 1 count, all 4 movements now, okay? In your own time, not too drastic though. Think about the 80-20. Ready? Ich. Good. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Rock. Ish. Ish. Good. Last one. 2. Shia. Good. And let's change legs. Again, start off slowly. We've got 6 or so minutes. We don't need to rush this. This will be your better kick for kicking. Normally, your better kick for kicking means less concentration though. This is more natural. It's more powerful. It's better naturally. Okay? Do start to think about these things. Forward, out, back, in, kick. Okay? Back, in, kick. Straight-ish in your Pinocchio. Okay? All good? Nice and slow. Ich, ni, san, shi. Let's go. Ready? Top bananas, guys. Well done. Really good concentration today. Ready? Ich, ni, san, shi. Good, good. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Good. Not bad at all. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Nice. Ich, ni, san, shi. Try not to bring the leg too far back. Yeah. Try and keep the stance equal. If we can keep it equal, it's always going to come from the same place. Okay, ready? Ich, ni, san, shi. Ich, ni, san, shi. Let's just speed it up just a little bit. Ich, ni, san, shi. 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 One count, all of the combination. 10 more to go. 80-20 still applies. 80-20, guys. Good, good. Let's go. Ready? Let's go. Edge. Ni. San. Shi. Go. Right. Ish. Ish. Good. Last one. Ju. Shia. Good. Good work. So, hopefully, first and foremost, you all enjoyed it and you all gained something from it. Secondly, 80-20 rule. Try to think at the moment. If we're not elite, you may never be elite. Okay? And that's fine, because there are many, many, many average Joes and average Joes plus. Okay? What you don't want to be is an average Joe minus. Average Joe minus means that you're doing more wrong than you're doing right. Okay? What you want to be doing is steady improvement and seeing progression in yourself. Even if you are, unfortunately, maybe, there are some out there, average Joe minuses, doesn't mean you can't improve. You can. Everybody can improve, even elite. Elite people, average people, beginners. They all improve at some stage, hopefully. Go with the 80-20 rule to start off with. If the 80-20 is a bit high for your expectation, bring it down. But give yourself a goal, guys. Without a goal, you're just doing stuff. Yeah? And if we're just doing stuff, what's your incentive to get better? Okay? We all want to get better. We all want to progress. The only way to do that is set yourself targets. 80-20 is your target right now. I'm going to deliver 8 out of 10 of these. Really, really good. The 2 of them, I'd be happy if they were 50%. Then next week, maybe I'm happy with 51%, yada, yada, yada. And slowly and surely, we chip away at that block of marble, and then we've got a David in front of us. A nice, really good statue that's going to look really good. It's going to be effective. So start off with that. Small, effective movements. Don't think that you need to be covering 3 or 5 meters in two steps. 3 or 5 meters is going to take you to the other side of the tatami. All you need to do is bridge maybe 1.5 meters. 6 inches at a time, plus the length of your leg. You're getting there, okay? And what you're doing is you're slowly stealing positions on that person. More importantly is you're gaining. You're gaining momentum. Every time you push off that ground is like when you're running down that track. If those feet don't touch the ground, you don't drive forward. If you don't drive forward, you're not going faster. Yeah? You're hot there, Magda. Yeah. At least I've got one fan. Yay! No, but in serious situations, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. We all know that. 80-20 rule. Take them steps forward, but take small steps. Little movements. Every time we move, punch, 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 punch. Step, kick. 1, 2, 3. All of a sudden, 2 movements, 4 movements, 2 movements, 3 movements, and I'm moving around quite comfortably there within a 1.5 meter, diameter, should we say? That's enough. That's enough to move. You start off at like maybe 3 or 4 meters apart. Then you come together, and then you're going to spend most of your time maybe 1.5, 2 meters apart. That is enough. Trust me. You don't need to do elaborate big movements. Get them feet movement, the small feet movements on tap first, and then you can start expanding. Then you can start going to big movements, like the ones we were doing the other day where we're trying to do this. It's all great doing that. If you can't do the bread and butter stuff, if we can't stay in this Pinocchio stance, as I say, here, everything else is going to fall apart, and you can't just rely on one thing to work for absolutely everything. Okay, super stuff. I mean, really, really good effort tonight. It wasn't necessarily the hardest session. It is Technical Tuesday after all, but you have to really think a lot, and when you think a lot, you get tired, and you think a lot, you tend to maybe make more mistakes because you are thinking about it, because you're focusing on them things. Okay, but super stuff. Well done today, guys. Time, as usual, flew past, and we didn't even need Wesley to do it. No, I'm just kidding. But hopefully you all enjoyed it. Hopefully you all gained something. And try those, forward, side, back, side. Forward, side, back, side. Yeah, just try that. Real easy stuff. And play around with the techniques. Oyster is great, and I guarantee you're going to catch people loads. Oyster, oi low. Oyster, inside gyaku. Oyster, step back, Jordan. Yeah? As soon as you start stepping back, Wesley was on about it the other day, back in, person comes forward, nail him. Person comes forward, kick him in the head. Yeah, I'm coming forward, this is what happens. I'm coming forward, this is what happens. Normally when you're going back, you're doing this. You come forward and you think, I'm going to really kill you. Okay? But people's hands drop down when they come forward. Knock them out. Don't knock them out in a dojo. I mean, catch them out. Yeah. Right, you can all unmute yourselves, and hopefully it was useful.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Not a bag of what my doggy is up at the moment.
Can you show us your dog? What is it?
He's inside at the moment. It is a staff mix. I think he's a here. I've got a picture of him, obviously. I think it's kind of a staff lab lookalike, but he's not exactly as big as a lab. So this is him.
Oh,
gorgeous!
What's his name?
Nice.
He is Rocco.
Of course.
Rocco.
Very sweet.
He's 5 months old, so he's still pretty young. But he's pretty good, to be fair. He's a rescue dog, so we adopted him. He came over from Romania, actually. He was delivered very late on Monday morning, should I say. But he's actually been really good. Wasn't sure what he's going to be like because, it's a rescue dog. He's adopted, not sure what kind of life he's had beforehand. But, actually, he's really good. Can't complain so far. So,
That's good.
Great thing to do.
Yes, a little addition, maybe I'll bring him in here and he'll knock me all over the mats. But I don't trust him. Just his family.
Buy one there.
Oh, look at him. God bless.
Bye bye, everyone. Thanks a lot, Darren. Excellent.
No worries. No problem. Anytime. Enjoy, guys.
Thanks, Sensei.
Thank you.
Thursday this week. We'll send you the
Oh yeah, Thursday. Is it 6:30 though? 6:30 Thursday.
6 on Thursdays.
6, just 6. Okay.
Or 7 in
minutes.
Okay.
6 o'clock Thursday. Thank
6
you.
o'clock Thursday. No worries, guys.
Excellent.
Thanks,
Thanks very
Sensei.
much. Brilliant. I'm sweating, even if.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
wasn't hard, but I'm just unfit.
I don't know. If you, as you say, if you're doing it properly, it is hard work.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yes,
Really
well, see you Thursday.
Yes. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
good. Take care.
All the best. Keep going.
At all. Us.
No worries. Cheers, Veronica. Bye.
Bye.